is ABC7 News This Morning.
I'm working for a living.
The ABC7 virtual job fair continues this morning. Our experts are answering your job-related questions all week long. If you haven't had a chance to ask your question, you can still do that. You can go to our morning show Facebook page, search ABC7 Chicago News This Morning on Facebook, and like our page. That way you have a chance to ask a question. Our guests are answering your questions online and on the air all this week for you. And this morning we have a hot topic when it comes to searching for jobs. A lot of people are talking about using social media to your advantage in your job search. And Nicole Duhoski, founding partner of VineSprout's, which is a Chicago-based social media strategy firm. Nicole is here. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So as we said, a lot of people are asking about, using social media in their job search, but it is more than just having a Facebook account or a Twitter account, right?
It is. Those are both really important places to be. But it's definitely, it's not about just being on and finding a job. It's about participating, having conversations, using the sources, and really use everything, get things ready up front, and let your networks do the work for you.
Okay, what do you mean by getting things up front?
Well, like creating really thorough profiles on LinkedIn, optimizing it with keywords that you might look for on your profiles and on Facebook. Letting your network know is really the most important thing. Nobody can help you unless they know what you're looking for.
Let's go through some of the specific websites. We talked about Facebook and LinkedIn. We're going to start with Facebook. What are some of the specific things that people can do to make it, to make themselves stand out more, I suppose?
Well, first of all, like the companies on Facebook, the companies that you're interested in working for. It's a really great way to get to know the companies, follow the brands, see what they're talking about on Facebook, and also to understand their culture and to see if they have any job postings available that they're putting on their page.
Okay, so that's Facebook. Now, Twitter. Can you look for jobs on Twitter?
You can. It's great. It's really yes. A lot of people use it as like a real-time job board, looking for hashtags, creating saved searches. Again, do the work up front, create these searches once, and then you can look at them once a day, or go to them when you have time to do it. And hashtags like pound jobs, or use different keywords. Think about the words you would use when you're looking up a job listing on, say, Career Builder or something like that. Put those into Twitter, and then just check your feed once a day.
Okay, and I was also reading some of your tips. You said you can also choose to follow some of the CEOs or the people in positions with jobs that you like. So you can do that.
What's great about Twitter is it gives you direct access to people like CEOs, people that have your dream job. Follow them, see what they're talking about, get to make connections, and then when there's a job availability, you already be having that conversation with them. They might already know you.
Hey, you know what? You never know. Okay, and finally, let's talk about LinkedIn. A lot of people are jumping on that as well. What should you be doing on that site?
LinkedIn's a great network. It's my favorite one for finding a job. One, there's job postings that are really great quality jobs. It's a great place to have conversations, to show your expertise, looking at questions and providing answers on different topics that are in your industry. It's a great way to show, hey, I'm on top of my game, I'm being active, and to stay, in touch with your connections.
Would you say whether you are looking for a job or not that you should have a LinkedIn account?
Absolutely.
It should be on there.
I think the #1 thing is nurture your network before you need it. Really, keep in contact with people. And aside from social media, you need to get out there, go face to face.
Right.
You got to get out and network. Network's the #1 thing. Again, tell people, remind them, often on your Facebook page. Talk about your job search. It's really important. But get out there, go networking, get out there in front of events and let people know. And it's not the time to be shy. You got to tell people.
You got to network in person and then network on social media.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. Nicole's going to hang around. She is going to hop on Facebook, actually, to try and answer some of your questions this morning. Again, you want to go to our Morning Show Facebook page. You can go there right now and still post your questions. Search ABC7 Chicago News This Morning and like the Morning Show Facebook page. And then you can ask Nicole a question here this morning. We will get some answers to some of the questions coming up in our next hour. And Nicole will also be answering many of them on air for us as well. And also, of course, on Facebook. We'll be right back after this.
Our virtual job fair is continuing this morning. Social media expert Nicole Duhoski of VineSprout's is here to answer your questions about using social media to help your job search.
That's right. She's online right now. Nicole says, write your resume on LinkedIn for the job you want, not the ones you've had. Good suggestion. And remember, if you or someone you know is looking for work, you can go to the Morning Show Facebook page and ask Nicole a question this morning. Search ABC7 Chicago News this morning, and you have to like the page, and then you can post your question. We'll be right back.
I'm taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living.
A great topic in the ABC7 virtual job fair this morning, using social media to your advantage. Our guest this morning is answering your questions live on the air and also on the Morning Show Facebook page. If you're a fan of the Morning Show Facebook page, you can go there right now and post your questions.
If you haven't liked our page yet, just search ABC7 Chicago News this morning on Facebook. And Nicole Duhoski is our guest today. She's founder of the firm VineSprout, which is a social media strategy firm.
Yeah, good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
And it's been so good chatting with you this morning. A lot of people asking questions online, so we're going to answer a few more here on air. But before that, you want to let everybody know that social media, don't just use it for family and friends and pictures, right? You can really use it to your advantage in a job search.
Definitely. It's a great place to be when looking for a job. You know, people are already spending so much time on Facebook.
Anyway.
They're already there. So, you know, utilize that network. There's so many people, you have so many friends, most people have hundreds of friends. Tell them that you're looking for a job. It's the most important thing. Again, people can't help you if they don't know what you're looking for.
So it's a good idea to use what's a 30-second job pitch?
A job pitch. So when you go to a networking event, you're going to get the question 30 times. So, hi, you know, what do you do?
Right, what are you looking for?
And when you're looking for a job, you know, people are already out there going to these events. They can be a little apprehensive saying, well, I don't do anything right now. Have that job pitch ready. So it's on your Twitter account, it's on Facebook, it's on LinkedIn. Your family knows it. You're saying it so often that it's familiar, and, you know, you don't have to think about it, memorize it. And so use it in person at events, use it on all your networks.
That is a great idea. And also, she says to be reachable, of course, and attend events in person, make that personal connection as well. And then a couple of other great tips for everybody here this morning as well. Use multiple social media sites. Develop a brand. What do you mean by that?
So develop your personal brand. You know, it's okay to have a personality. A lot of people feel, well, our employer's going to be looking at my personal profile pictures and how much should I hide? Well, you know, it's okay. You can use it both ways, because with your privacy settings, get to know your privacy settings, and you can definitely adjust what people can see. They can see your more professional pictures, but not pictures from the weekend. And so having a brand is really about being yourself, because recruiters need to get to know who you are in order to help you stand out from the rest of, you know, a pile of resumes. So be yourself.
Let's go through some of the questions you've been talking to some of our people.
Sure.
This first one from Linda, and she says that she has a friend who uses Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn and hasn't had any success. Is there anything that Linda can do to support her friend as she uses a search, social media in her search?
Well, it is really important to support your friends when they're looking for a job. It can be a long and tedious process, but one, you know, easy way to do it, just as I'm telling everybody else, tell your network as well, hey, I've got a friend, this is what they're looking for, and be specific. When you're telling people what, you know, don't just say I'm looking for a job, tell them what kind of titles of jobs that you're looking for, what types of responsibilities you'll be doing, so they get really familiar if it's not in their industry. So share it with your network. Give a recommendation on LinkedIn if you've worked with that person, and tell your network, I've got a friend and this is why they're great. Anybody know of a job? I want to help out my friend.
And second question we have to answer right now is from Sophia. She wants to know how to explain gaps on a resume due to unemployment, and should she even address that online?
Well, your resume, it's great to have your resume online. LinkedIn is a wonderful place you can actually upload your resume as well as add a lot more things and feature, your recommendation and feature your expertise. But, yeah, you should have your resume. So if there's a gap, just be ready to explain it and maybe be able to provide your expertise in any areas that you might have a gap in by having conversations on LinkedIn on their questions and answers, or being part of groups and demonstrating that you have the answers and put them out there.
Just put the word out is the main thing. And we have another question that says, wants to know if sites like LinkedIn and other social media can help college students who don't have a lot of work experience, help them to actually find a job.
Yeah, it's never too early to start networking, to build connections. Start as young as possible, because you should, like I said earlier, nurture your network before you need it. Stay in touch with people, develop relationships, and you know what? In college, you should get internships. LinkedIn's a great place to be doing that, to start having those conversations, to follow people that have a job that you might want next year, even if you're still in school.
Yeah, never too early to start. That's so
right.
True. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Sure, thanks for having me.
And if you have any questions, Nicole is here for the rest of our newscast, and she'll keep talking with you on our Facebook page directly.
If you are one of our fans, you know where to go, but if you haven't liked our page yet, here's what you do. You search ABC7 Chicago News This Morning on Facebook, and you like that page, and then you can post your questions right there and then. 6:27 right now. We're going to hop on over to the Weather Center and check weather for you. Hey, Tracy.
At 6:39, and we have a reminder that our virtual job fair continues this morning. Social media expert Nicole Duhoski of VineSprout is here answering your questions.
Yeah, she's doing that right now. She says, when you're using Twitter in your job search, use hashtags like jobs or job search to get real-time updates that mention employment. If you have a question for Nicole, you can head to our Morning Show Facebook page and post it right now. She is still online answering your questions. You want to search ABC7 Chicago News This Morning and like our page before you can post your question. We'll be right back.
And Nicole Duhoski of VineSprout is live on our Morning Show Facebook page right now, and she's answering your questions.
It is our virtual job fair all this week. You can go to our Facebook page and post a question for Nicole here this morning. We will be talking with her once again coming up in just a few minutes. And to find us on Facebook, you can search ABC7 Chicago News This Morning and like our page to post your question. We'll be right back.
Day 4 of our virtual job fair today, and we are once again getting lots of questions on Facebook.
Nicole Duhoski of the social media strategy firm VineSprout is here this morning. She has been here all morning answering questions on our Facebook page, and she is back now. She is still online, busy typing away, but we're going to get to a couple more questions on air here for you, Nicole. We have a question right here. Somebody wants to know, if you use Facebook to get job leads, would the potential employer really look at your profile? I've wondered about that too. Do they?
Well, you should always assume, if your privacy settings are open, that anybody is looking at your profile. Definitely, if you want to keep it open, I think that's a great idea, but be careful what you post, and be careful what your friends are posting as well. So check your privacy settings. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can share some with the public and others with just your friends.
See, those privacy settings confused me a little bit too, like a lot of people. Here's one more question for you before we go. Steve wants to know more about one of the tips you gave us earlier, the one where you say write the resume for the job you want, not for the one you have. He wants to know, what do you really mean by that?
Well, I think you should think about some of the words, the keywords that you would use when you're searching for a job on a job board. And that's likely you're thinking about the type of job that you want, and you should make sure those same words are in your LinkedIn profile, that those same words are on your resume. And I also think it's a great idea to set up a Google search with those keywords, because a lot of times, jobs are never put on job boards. People might put it on their LinkedIn network or in other free places, and that's a great way to find out about things that you wouldn't normally, or not as many people are going after the same thing. So optimize your profile. Keywords are really important, and make sure the job you want is reflective in your own resume, in your LinkedIn account.
And just a few more seconds left. We hit this point earlier, but with Twitter, you were suggesting you can actually get real-time job postings.
That's right. I'm using searches, not just pound jobs, not just that hashtag, but get really specific. Marketing manager, Chicago, pound jobs, pound PR marketing, those are the types of hashtags people use. So get really specific, hone in on that, and tweak it as you go along to make sure you're really narrowing in to save you time. Let your networks do the work for you.
That is such a good point, because people who've been out of the job market for a while, this is a whole new thing for them, this social media thing.
That's right. Start small. Just get on one network and go from there.
All right.
Thank you, Nicole, so much.
Our virtual job fair is going to wrap up tomorrow morning, so if you have some questions, feel free to post them on our Facebook page right now. We'll get to them.
And tomorrow, Tom Gimbel from the LaSalle Network is here to talk about how to make advances in your career. That's good knowledge, whether you're looking for work or not. Get started right now. Remember to like us on Facebook. Search ABC7 Chicago News this morning.
Good Morning America coming up next. See you later.